Hare Krishna, Namaste, Chapter 10, entitled as Vibhūti Yoga. Sloka 7. Etāṁ vibhūtiṁ yogaṁ ca mama yo vetti tattvataḥ so vikalpena yogena yujyate nātra saṁśayaḥ. From the previous 3 slokas, we learned that it is not just the functions of your mind which is under my will, my control, but also the great Saptarishis, Manus, who are cause for the Nitya Srishti, Sthiti, are also functioning under my will. After saying this, in the 7th sloka, that is the current sloka, Krishna says, "For one who understands me in this way, in this manner, my opulences and my qualities will get bhakti. They will be able to progress without any hindrance, and there should be no doubts about it." Let's see the word by word meaning and the translation. Yaha, anyone who, mama, of mine, etāṁ, all these, vibhūtiṁ, opulences, yogaṁ ca, and of the qualities that resides in me as described earlier, tattvataḥ vetti, knows factually, saha, he, vikalpena, without deviation, without shaking or unshakable, yogena, in devotional service, meaning their bhakti will be unshakable. Yujyate is engaged through the bhakti yoga. One gets united, yujyate. Atra, about this, na saṁśayaḥ, no doubt. Translation: one who factually convinced of this opulence and mystic power of mind engages in unalloyed devotional service. Of this there is no doubt. Here in the translation we see vibhūtiṁ is translated as opulences, yogaṁ as power, mystic power. When a person understands these two, their bhakti increases, develops further without any hindrance. Now let's spend time on these terms here. Vibhūtir meaning Aishwarya. Aishwarya means opulences. That is the lordship. That is called the opulence here, Aishwarya, which is inclusive of everything else. That is the ability to lord over everything. A person is considered to be a lord not just simply because he owns everything, but because he is able to ordain that things he possesses. In the world, we might see that people may own certain properties, certain objects, certain people in their relationship as well, but simply because they own an object or something not necessarily mean that they have the power of controlling them, power of ordaining them. But whereas when it comes to Krishna, is Aishwaryam, is Vibhuti, is lordship, ability to lord over everything, and that is a very important Vibhuti. Any object of this world we take, they are all under the ordinance of the Lord. This is a very special opulence of Krishna which never changes. No one else has this special opulence of lordship. All the sentient as well as non-sentient beings are under the will, sankalpa, of Krishna. They all originate from Krishna. It's called utpatti. They all come from Krishna. It's not only they come from Krishna, the sustenance, sthiti, of both the sentient and non-sentient are also done by Krishna, under the control of Krishna. And whatever happens, the activity happens by the individual being on a regular basis are also under the will of Krishna, pravritti. Next is yogaṁ. Here, yogaṁ means the Lord's auspicious, unlimited, auspicious, wonderful qualities. So, one who knows the vibhūtiṁ, that is the lordship over everything, and the yogaṁ, that is my qualities, considered to be tattvataḥ. They know me in truth, and their faith is so very strong, it is unshakable. Tattvataḥ vetti, one who understands the Lord as He is, factually. Then what does it mean, not understanding the Lord factually? Thinking Krishna, who is a supreme controller of everyone, to be controlled by someone else. In other words, thinking there's someone above Krishna. Another misunderstanding is the Lord who is free of karmas, who is not touched by karma, to be influenced by karma. Another misunderstanding is the living entities who are completely dependent on the Lord to be independent from the Lord. Considering the Lord to be one among other devatas. These are some of the things where people get illusioned when it comes to understanding of Krishna. But tattvataḥ vetti is a person who is completely free of all these illusions. He knows there is no one superior to Krishna. He knows karma cannot influence Krishna. He is free of karma. And he knows that every single entities, it could be sentient or non-sentient, it's all totally depending on Krishna. They are all subordinate to Krishna. That includes the great rishis, that includes devatas, that includes every single entity. No one can function independently. For such a person, tattvataḥ vetti, who understand the Lord, is opulences, is qualities, vibhūtiṁ and yogaṁ, vikalpena, is bhakti, is so strong, it can never be shaken at any point of time. The reason some of us are struggling in our bhakti towards Krishna, because of our understanding of the Lord is not so strong in this matter. Even one may have knowledge of Krishna, but then how much faith we have in that knowledge that we received is a big question. Therefore, our bhakti are sometimes shaken when certain things happen in our life. Therefore, it is very important that we associate with spiritually strong devotees, and we should anchor and develop to be desperate to cultivate this knowledge of Krishna, Krishna's opulences, Krishna's yogaṁ, is wonderful qualities. And this knowledge one receives from a self-realized soul through a bona fide guru who can impart that knowledge into us. Therefore, it is important that we hear not just one time, not just once in a while, but regularly, daily. Whenever there is a free time, we fill that gap by Krishna Katha, hearing Krishna Katha, hearing about Krishna, His glories, His vibhūtiṁ, His qualities. For such a person who has the factual knowledge of Krishna, there is no doubt, nātra saṁśayaḥ, in he being united with no hindrance, with unshakable yoga, that is bhakti. There's no doubt about this. To conclude, the origination of life and the activities happens after the creation, utpatti, sthiti, pravritti, everything of the living entities are completely subservient to Krishna. This is Krishna's opulence, sovereignty. Krishna is faultless. Also, he is the one who can remove the faults in other, because he has innumerable auspicious qualities. He who knows Krishna in this manner knows the truth and becomes united with unhindered, unshakable bhakti, devotion towards me. There is no doubt about this. Having said this in the sloka, in the next sloka, Krishna going to say how this knowledge then transforms into love, that is devotion, and develops more and more. Etāṁ vibhūtiṁ yogaṁ ca mama yo vetti tattvataḥ so vikalpena yogena yujyate nātra saṁśayaḥ. Namaste. Hare Krishna.